morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sirs.
Take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Harishankar. G
Sir.
Harishankar.
Yes, sir.
Good. How are you? All
I'm
well?
good. Yes, sir.
Good. Don't want to go to IPS.
Sir, I'm technically ineligible. Since I'm colorblind, I am not allowed to go for the IPS.
Oh, that is the reason.
Yes.
That's okay. Fundraising is actually one of your hobby, interest. You have done fundraising. So how this will help you in administration?
Sir, during COVID-19, I undertook this initiative
That's
of
okay.
fundraising.
That's perfect. It's
Yes.
already written there.
Yes.
But how it will help you?
So fundraising will help me in a few aspects. Firstly, the ability to connect to the cause and identify what are the needs. Because when we do undertake fundraising, we have to undertake a plan of what are the financial needs that the organization will have. So the ability to estimate and plan how a particular act has to be done is something that I have learnt from fundraising. So the second aspect is resource mobilization. Since any aspect would need me.
But you will not require actually any fund raising. It's all government service. Your funds come from the government. You need not raise the funds.
Sir, in the new models of governance which are coming up, we see that there are instances where
No, people must be collecting for themselves. but government gives the budget. There are
Yes, sir.
already budgetary provisions in the
Yes,
budget for all the works.
Sir.
And sometimes, most of the time, departments are not able to spend the money allocated in the budget. So just be aware of this. Nukkad Natak is also one of your role.
Yes, sir.
How it is different from other modes of communication? Creating awareness about issues.
Sir, Nukkad Natak as a mode has the first aspect is that it is a direct interface with the audience. So it's a two-way communication, and one can create the communication as per the needs of the audience. So
How it is different from the play?
Yes, sir. If we talk of play, there is a concept of a third wall, which means that we don't interact with the audience. But in a Nukkad Natak, there is a continuous interaction which happens with the audience.
And anything else? Major difference?
Sir, a play does not, may or may not have a larger social cause, but a Nukkad Natak is oriented towards a particular message that one wants to provide.
Okay, anything else comes to your mind?
Sir, one other aspect which comes to my mind is is that plays are usually like the audience is in front of the performers, and while in Nukkad Natak we have a 360-degree view so that it comes alive.
There's something more important. Read about it. Okay.
Surely, sir.
So you are into long distance running.
Yes.
You still do?
Yes, sir.
You participated in the Unity Marathon.
Right, sir.
Okay. Recently, the world lost a marathon world champion.
Yes.
What's his name?
Sir, his name is Kiptum. He's a Kenyan runner, and he recently set the world record, and we lost him due to a car accident.
How much was the world record?
Sir, it was 2 hours and 35 seconds, if I remember correctly.
2 hours plus.
Yes, sir.
A few seconds, probably not 35. But I'm also not too sure. Right? When are elections in India due?
Sir, they are
Lok
due.
Sabha elections, yeah?
Sir, they are due in 2024. In the mid period of 2024, the dates have not been yet announced by the Election Commission.
How do you decide the dates?
So the dates should be in a period where the 5 years of the Lok Sabha have been completed, and in and around that, and the Election Commission also takes few other factors such as stability in the country, etc. in purview before deciding.
Why 5 years? Why not 6 years, 7 years?
Sir, it's a constitutional mandate where we have decided that.
Which article?
Sir, if I may get a few seconds to remember that.
Sure.
Sir, I'm unable to recall the article number.
Okay. No problem. What is the latest in Pakistan elections?
Sir, recently in the Pakistan elections, the independents backed by the PTI have won most number of seats. However, it seems that the government will be formed by in a coalition between the PPP and the and Nawaz Sharif's party, and it seems that Shehbaz Sharif will lead the government.
Has he taken over?
Sir, as of now, as I checked last, he had not taken over formally.
Any other important development which was in the newspaper today?
So there was a development regarding the Supreme Court Chief Justice. While I'm not of Pakistan, but I'm not fully aware of that news article. So,
Supreme Court Chief Justice. Any other development? Related, yes?
sir, I'm unable to recall any other news piece around this.
An important government functionary, he resigned.
Sir, I faintly remember reading that it's the election commissioner who resigned, but I'm not very sure, sir.
Not the election commissioner. Okay. Okay, right.
Thank you, sir. Harishankar,
Yes, ma'am.
McKinsey.
Yes.
You were an analyst, 2 years. What happened? Burnout?
No, ma'am. I enjoyed and learnt a lot during the process. However, I wanted to explore the field of finance further in that aspect. And also, I had gotten a very good opportunity at Warburg Pincus, which is why I chose to shift.
But then how civil services comes in?
Ma'am, civil services has been a dream since I was in college, and I even had applied twice. But given the uncertainty of the exam, I wanted to get some financial stability and fulfill some of my responsibilities before I turned on to this aspect. And I'm glad that I took that decision. I am in IDAS.
You're not missing McKinsey.
I'm not, ma'am, though I do miss some of the people who I worked with.
All right. Now, let us suppose you're still working with McKinsey. Whom would you bet with if I say that elections in US are taking place? Biden or Trump?
Ma'am, while it will be a very close call, I would place my bet probably on Biden, because he has been able to steer the economy in certain direction, and also his steadfast support of Israel in the Israel-Hamas war seems to have fetched him certain electoral gains. However, ma'am, it will be a neck-to-neck contest.
It will be a neck-to-neck. But where India is concerned, we did give a slogan during the last election of Trump, no? Abki baar Trump Sarkar. So we've changed.
Ma'am, that seems to have been not the government's view, but the general population. That was something which was
That
trending.
was not the government's view.
Ma'am, as far as I remember, it was not the articulated view of the government, but that of the...
What happened when the Prime Minister addressed the diaspora? He went around the stadium,
Yes.
didn't he? He did. Anyway, we'll move on. In foreign policy, has there been any other incident where we have gone out so openly to kind of further the interest of prospective candidates, except for the US? We have been very guarded.
Yes.
So what has happened? Even the present dispensation came out openly in West Asia.
Ma'am, while India's foreign policy has generally been to not interfere in the internal politics of other countries, and in my opinion, India has towed that thin line, and even in the neighborhood when we have had elections, we have not made overtly political remarks. Even in Bangladesh.
I'm not talking of neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm talking of Israel, Palestine.
Ma'am, in those areas, based on the national interest, we have taken issue-based stance with the governments of the day. But ma'am, I would beg to differ that they were political in nature.
All right. My last question. Are we becoming a humorless society? We are so low on the happiness index. And you have been into Nukkad Natak, drawing caricatures. Are we becoming a humorless society?
Ma'am, while indices such as the happiness index have their underlying factors which might not truly capture human happiness itself. For instance, happiness index includes per capita national income as one of the factors, major factors of deciding happiness. I feel that, ma'am, India, especially in the current scenario, I do not agree that the happiness quotient or humanness quotient has reduced. We see that during COVID, we did see people coming forward to help each other.
Not helping. I'm not talking. Humor and help are very different. Anyway, thank you. Cooperation and humor are very different.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I misunderstood humor with humanness.
No, you should have
Sorry.
asked me then. Thank you.
Yes.
Harishankar, hello. Now you're already in the Danik services.
So currently, I'm serving in the Indian Defence Account Service.
Oh, you've migrated to that?
Yes.
Your CV just says Danix.
Yes, sir. I have updated it in the recent notification of UPSC. It might not have been.
So, why do you want to join the IAS? Any specific reason?
So while I am enjoying the learning curve that I am undergoing in IDAS, I feel that the IAS as a service will provide me a wider scope and diversity in terms of functioning, and also will involve implementation aspects, which I feel that I will enjoy.
What are the 5 biggest problems which India faces today?
Sir, so we can divide it in terms of the social aspect. There is the demographic dividend, which might turn into a bomb in case we do not have the adequate human resource development. Sir, secondly, in terms of economy, sir, we see that the fiscal debt levels are high, and that might lead to instability in the future. So that is one concern. So in the field of international relations, we have two neighbors who are belligerent, and we have seen belligerent actions by especially China. So that poses a major problem, I feel. That is the third aspect. Sir, the fourth aspect would be, sir, India's internal challenges, internal security challenges. We have seen issues in Northeast, and issues as well in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, in the Union Territory now of Jammu and Kashmir. So that is the fourth big challenge that we have. Sir, the fifth aspect that I can think of is to just be able to do what we have done so well in the last 30 years, continuing for the next 20 years. Because as we grow in size, growth or stability will be even tougher to achieve.
Where do you place education, poverty, health, unequal distribution of wealth? Where do you place them in this matrix?
So that would be first, according to me, because as I mentioned, sir, in human resource development of the demographic dividend is first in the aspect of challenge.
Now suppose you are a DM of a district where the cyber crime is rampant. There are some places in India where they are most active.
Yes.
How would you combat it?
Sir, I feel that we need to take a multi-pronged approach to tackle cybercrime. So the first aspect is increasing awareness among the people who are using the cyber systems, including that of elderly people who might not be that aware of cyber security challenges. So that would be the first aspect. The second aspect would be to, sir, create the adequate and train adequate human resources. Sir, the National Cybersecurity Policy 2013 mentions 2.5 lakh trained personnel in the field of cybersecurity, which are currently we are short of. So we need to enhance that. And thirdly, sir, we need to combine physical security and digital security. For instance, some of the areas where cybersecurity threats are emanating from are at the crossroads of many police jurisdictions. So we need to incorporate cybersecurity issues with the current policing system to be able to tackle them.
And you also need to upgrade the technology to tackle the cybercrime, because
Yes.
they are inventing new things
Yes.
one day at a time. Okay, thank you, Harishankar.
Mr. Harishankar,
So,
how does international financial reporting standard help us in international trade and commerce?
sir, IFRS, so India has shifted to Ind AS, which is in line with IFRS. So that helps India in establishing. So firstly, it improves the it improves the commonality of the financial reporting. So foreign creditors or foreign suppliers of goods will be able to understand India's the credit worthiness of Indian firms better.
Let us talk about foreign investors.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask you, WTO, how WTO pricing, agriculture pricing, is good for India or good for developing countries or not good for developing countries, and what can be done?
Sir, if I may clarify, this is with relation to the subsidies limit on
Yes.
agriculture. Sir, India and other developing countries face a challenge from the WTO's norms on subsidies. Sir, in two aspects. Firstly, there is a cap of 10% in terms of the subsidy provision, uh, uh, which seems to be a challenge for food security in countries like India. And the second aspect is also the way in which the agricultural incomes are calculated and the agricultural produce is calculated based on based on different prices as compared to how India pitches it. So countries such as US feel that the subsidies are higher in India, whereas India takes objection to that calculation.
Current account deficit,
Yes.
are we in a, we are always, most of the time, we are under deficit.
Yes.
Now, how do we improve it? How to boost the export and reduce import?
Sir, in terms of reducing the current account deficit, we should firstly focus on our strength. Our strength lies primarily in the services. So we need to do more to increase our service exports. And we can focus on furthering investing in human resources in the field of artificial intelligence and software development to increase our services exports. Sir, in the second aspect, we should focus on reducing the import of goods by focusing more on initiatives such as the PLI and sir, that will and continued support to such businesses.
It's done. Okay.